here with Ron Capps, three-time NHRA Funny Car champion here in Gainesville, Florida. A new NHRA season. You're in green.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. First up, let's talk about the elephant in the room. What's with the green Carlisle colors this time around?
It is strange. Even my good friends and competitors and other funny car drivers they look me up and down for a second before they figure out it's me. So yeah, this is Carlisle Tools. It's a brand that's actually part of Napa's system, but it's a big rebranding that they're going through, and they want to sort of go after building a tool more for the younger generation. And so obviously super proud they picked us, because they could have gone anywhere, any other motorsports. We got such great teammates. So we're going to run this car here in Gainesville, the U.S. Nationals in Indy, and the Las Vegas race back at the end of the year, right before SEMA, and then this car will be at SEMA. So obviously we want to do well with it. We have a lot of our headquarters, Napa executives here, so there's a little bit of pressure, but it's great.
I mean, green's fast, isn't it? I mean,
you know, there used to be a thing about green being not so good luck in racing. But look at John Forrest. Like every time I heard that from somebody, I'm like, that guy seemed to do all right with a green car, right? So, yeah, we'll see what happens. It's bright. My fire suit is even brighter when you see that. It's going to be fun, but it's going to be strange to be driving a car and see green on the hood.
It will be. And kicking off the year for you, I mean, you guys you had the best off-season / preseason you could possibly have with winning the Superstar Shootout there in Bradenton. And how big of a momentum booster is that for you guys to kick off the year after going winless, and to kick off the year right first race of the year and win?
Well, it's big. First of all, last year we were doing a lot of testing at that event, and it was a lot of money they were putting up. There was a lot of hoopla, and we were in a test mode with a lot of brand new parts, a lot of clutch brand new, and I mean, like, Guido, my crew chief, was really reconfiguring our whole tune-up to find a better way, because we had just won 2 championships in a row, and he was looking to get better, way better than everybody else. So it was a bummer that I wasn't able to really compete, because we stayed testing. And so when they came out with the hashtag Run It Back, I was like, that's exactly me. I want to go back and do that. And so to go back and win it, to beat Austin Prock, who's been lethal, I mean, the year before and now. So that was big. More importantly, we went low ET of the rounds during the day, Wilkerson, and we went low ET over Beckman, and they ended up winning the final round when it got dark. So there are a lot of really positive things that Guido took from it. And anytime you get a trophy, man, in funny car, it's a big deal. So that was. By now everybody's forgot it, except you and me. But it was nice.
And after you mentioned it, with testing a lot of different things, and last year sort of, I guess, taking a step back to take a big step forward, how, I guess, gratifying is that for you to go from, as first off, having the patience as a team owner and driver to know that, all right, it's not going to be all pretty right now, but to see it pan out already this year, to get a win and everything else.
It's important. I was lucky enough to drive for the legendary Don Pernome, who just texted me. He's been texting me all week, checking up on me. And then for Don Schumacher, another legend. And so I got to watch 2 completely different team owners. For me, it was like Penske or Mr. Hendrick or Mr. Ganassi, to watch the process of being an owner. And some of those owners I mentioned were not so patient with their crew chiefs, and it's their prerogative. It's the way they operated. I always felt like somebody like Guido, who I trust, if I ever got the chance to let him try something like that. It's tough when you keep struggling, but what's really cool about it is I didn't have the pressure from the sponsor. A lot of people don't have that pressure from a sponsor, and so they feel like they got to make a change. So the knowing that we're going to be all right, to have our sponsors say it's okay, we're okay, just keep doing what you're doing. More so to get into the countdown and really not be very good in the points, and then battle back to be third after what we just felt like we weren't great all year. I didn't even win a race, and that's the first time in 20-something years I didn't win a race in a season. So to go and fight back to end up third over some really good cars was surprising when I stood back and looked at it, but that really made me proud. So you put all that together, and I think it really it let Guido, because we found it right in the middle of the countdown, and then Pomona, end of the year when I saw you, really we were running great. So he unloaded and braided him with the same tune-up, and that was cool. To step on the gas the first time in a brand new year and have the car haul ass like that was my grin was like ear to ear. So that was cool.
And this weekend will be here in Gainesville. Will be 650, I believe, NHRA starts for you. I mean, when you hear that kind of number, I mean, obviously, you've seen a lot, done a lot. I mean, what would now 650 start rod caps tell first start rod caps?
Be patient, like you just talked about. Have the patience to in everything. Early on, I drove like there was no tomorrow, and it didn't matter. And as I've gotten older, I've learned how to race from the greats that I've gotten to work with, Roland Leong and Ed McCulloch and Ron Tobler, and then now Guido. So that's been important.
And final question coming back here to Gainesville, Gatornationals. First time for me being here. What is it about? You always hear the atmosphere. It's one of the crown jewels in NHRA and just drag racing in general. Just what makes it that?
You go back to when NHRA, when Snake was running, they only had a few national events, and that was it. It's always been there as one of them. There's the U.S. National. That's obviously the big one, but this one is, as a kid in California growing up, I read about it. So when I finally got to come here and then got to win, huge. So trust me, when you first show up the first time you drive in that gate and down that road, you quickly realize why the Gatornationals is so big.